All right, so here we are ready to discuss details related to the light reactions. Now, the essence of light reactions is that you're using energy from light and capturing that energy, absorbing that energy initially through pigments located within the thylakoid membranes of the chloroplast. Now, what's key here is that this energy is absorbed. Now, taken by itself, molecules that are pigments can absorb energy and have their electrons excited. Now, what that means is not that they're stoked at having Justin Bieber tickets. It's that the electrons actually enter higher orbitals and that stores potential energy in the electrons. So the absorption of light by these pigments creates these excited electrons with greater potential energy ready to do work for the cell. Now, in isolation, these pigments will have electrons almost instantaneously fall back to their lower energy state, and in doing so release some energy, usually in the form of heat, but it can also do so in the form of light. So pigments used in photosynthesis, excited by light on their own, will phosphoresce or emit some sort of light and a small degree of heat. But again, think back to the concept of emergent properties. Those pigments don't just absorb and then release energy from the electrons. That energy is actually absorbed and converted into chemical energy. Now, the key to this, or the source of this, are what are called photosystems. Now, the photosystems occur in the thylakoid membranes. And again, their essence or their role is to convert light energy to chemical energy. So this is one of the significant steps of photosynthesis, because again, we're taking this energy from light and turning it into the chemical energy that will eventually be used to create sugars. Now, these photosystems are complexes of proteins and other structures that again occur in the thylakoids. Now, oops, sorry, we're having some momentary difficulties here. So we have these photosystems in the thylakoid membranes. The photosystems are aptly named photosystem 2 and photosystem 1. Now, these photosystems, these complexes, are named in the order in which they were discovered, not in the order in which they play a role in the light reactions of photosynthesis. So in reality, photosystem 2 occurs first, and photosystem 1 occurs second. The way I think of that is that you want to play your PlayStation 2 before you play a PlayStation 1, because the graphics would be so much better. Now, to give an overview of this, we can look at light being absorbed by the photosystems. Something like photosystems there, and eventually converted to energy to power the production of sugars. So these photosystems have a couple of basic components. There are structures called there's a structure called the light harvesting complex. You can guess its function. What it does is, or what is comprised of, are pigments that absorb light energy, and as a result of that create high energy electrons, or excited electrons. Now, those electrons are then passed on to another part of a photosystem, and that is the reaction center complex. Now, the reaction center complex contains within it some special chlorophyll molecules that can pass these high energy electrons along to a structure referred to as the primary electron acceptor. Now, at that stage, these high energy electrons can then be passed on to an electron transport chain at the end of each photosystem, and then used to power either the production of ATP or NADPH, a reduced molecule that shuttles electrons to the Calvin cycle. Now, I'd like to take a moment to look at this maybe a little bit more visually. So what we'll do here is scoot on down and get our lovely black backdrop yet again. Now, to look at this another way, we can imagine our thylakoid membranes with our photosystems, our PS2 and our PS1. Now, light will strike pigment molecules within photosystem 1, excite those electrons up to a higher energy level. Those electrons will then pass down an electron transport chain. In doing so, they will create a proton motive force that can be used to power the production of ATP through photophosphorylation. So again, we're using light energy ultimately to make ATP. Now, when electrons from photosystem 2 reach photosystem 1, more light strikes pigment molecules within photosystem 1, and that will again excite electrons from photosystem 1, and they will then be passed down a second electron transport chain. Now, in this instance, when we get to the bottom of this electron transport chain, we're going to have low energy electrons. Now, these low energy electrons are going to have to be accepted by some molecule. Now, that role is taken by NADP+. NADP+ is an electron carrier. It will combine with the electron and hydrogen ion to create NADPH, which serves as an electron carrier. Oops. Now, at this point, two important things have happened. We've produced ATP, and we've produced NADPH with its reducing power, its electrons. This ATP and NADPH will then be passed on to the stroma, or the fluid portion of the chloroplast, where it will power the Calvin cycle. So now we see that light energy is absorbed and converted to chemical energy, and then that chemical energy will then be used to drive the production of sugars.